Hi, Texas. Thanks for tuning in here to CBS 19 Plus. Beautiful day today. Lots of sunshine, warm southerly breezes. High temperatures managed to make it into the low 80s as expected, but you know what? Not even close to the record high. The record high today near 90 degrees. So we still fell about 7 to 8 degrees shy of those record highs. The warm weather is going to carry us into tonight. We're talking about overnight lows that are running about 22 to 23 degrees above average. The average low is 43. Take a look at these overnight lows forecast tonight. 66 at Nacogdoches, 65 at Jacksonville, 66 at Henderson, Tyler, Longview, Gilmer, Mineola, all at 66 degrees. Groveton, Crockett at 66. Warmest spot, Lufkin, with breezy, warm conditions and May-like temperatures. These are overnight lows that we typically see in late May. This is only the middle part of February, so we're skipping ahead 3 months with our temperatures. All right, why the wind and why the temperatures? Well, the warm weather is associated with this big high pressure system that is in the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of times when we get to summer, we see this setup, but we're seeing it here in February. And then we have some very bitterly cold air out here in the Pacific Northwest and a deep storm system. Wind is created by horizontal pressure differences, meaning the difference between how strong that high pressure system is and how strong this high pressure system is. In this case, both of these are very strong storm systems. Wind is also created by temperature differences across a horizontal plane. And we see that with some bitterly cold air in the northern plains and some very warm air closer to the Gulf states. So as we look at those two factors coming together, we have strong winds. We're in the squeeze plane in the middle. And so tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, we could have wind gusts close to 45 miles an hour, and that could last for a good portion of the day. So we're going to go into the overnight hours perhaps with some winds that will be in the order of about 15 to 25 miles an hour, and then we'll wake up Wednesday morning with wind gusting close to 45 miles an hour. Current weather advisories, pink areas are going to be fire danger. These yellow areas are going to be some wind advisories. So there's a lot going on out in West Texas. It's been bitterly dry out there. All right, here is the look at the wind and the wind gusts for Wednesday. Again, sustained winds, 20 miles an hour, maybe even closer to 25. I've seen some data that has it a little bit stronger than that. And then the gusts are anywhere from 29 to 36 once we get into 9, 10 o'clock. And again, I've seen some wind gusts as high as 45 miles an hour. So if we get wind gusts this strong, we do have some concerns that we could be talking about. Some weakened branches, tree limbs perhaps, from the ice storm, maybe even going back to the summer drought and then going back to last April's storm systems that came through. At any rate, we have all of those recent storm systems just kind of compounding the problem. And sometimes you can't see the damage to the trees until it's too late. So what I'm saying is if we have some very strong wind gusts tomorrow morning, we may see some more tree limbs that will fall. Perhaps some power outages. Not saying it's going to happen, but given the factors and given the strong winds, it's a possibility. All right, here's Future Skycast. We're starting this late Tuesday night, 11 o'clock. Clouds are on the increase. There's a couple of showers around. Here's the storm system that we're tracking. Remember this, the storm system is weakening as it approaches. So you saw that little area of yellow? The severe weather threat is now shifted from the Arklatex up through Arkansas into southeast Missouri. For us, it's a quick hit of showers. They are in and out of here probably between about 6, 7 o'clock Wednesday morning and 11 o'clock or noon Wednesday afternoon, and then they're gone. We're back to sunshine and southwesterly winds Wednesday afternoon. You'll note here at 4:45, we've got sunshine returning. Then we have southerly winds and a cold front that comes in Thursday morning. Another chance for some showers along the cold front. Now, cold front, again, this is sort of a spring or summer type pattern. If it wintered, usually we see those cold fronts push all the way down to the Gulf Coast and bring in some very cool air. This front kind of stalls right here, washes out and turns stationary, meaning that it's moving at less than 7 miles an hour. So with that stationary boundary right over here, you can have little ripples of low pressure that kind of spin along the boundary. And from time to time, you'll have showers, and that should be the case Friday morning into Friday afternoon. And then the front, as it lifts back to the north, the showers and thunderstorms go with it. So Saturday and Sunday may end up dry for many hours, and then finally that front will push back to the south on Monday. So the frontal passage is reflected here with that cooler temperature on Friday when it's 61. And then that front moves back to the north Saturday, Sunday. That's why we warm back up to 75 and 77. And then the front, not a very strong front, wobbles back through the area Monday. And Tuesday, we're at 73. Front washes out. We warm back up, 78 degrees Wednesday as we start March. And then March starts off kind of quietly with a chance for some rain and thunderstorms on March 2nd. All right, here are the rain chances. A 50% chance of rain Wednesday, 30% chance of rain Thursday. Friday, it's a 40% chance of rain. Saturday, it's a 30% chance of rain, and Sunday. So again, these are not washouts. These are not all-day rains, but these are showers at times and not over the entire area. So just kind of passing showers. Finally, by Monday, when we get the front through here, we'll have high pressure building in, and we should end at least the rain chance as we head into Tuesday. All right, let's talk about the rain here. Next 2 days, so this is going to include Wednesday. You'll see some very light amounts, maybe a tenth of an inch, a few hundredths of an inch. That's about it. We'll go into Friday. Let's go to Thursday. We'll key in on Thursday. And again, very light amounts, maybe a hundredth of an inch. Friday, Saturday, again, the front's pushing back to the north, so the rain showers are going to be mainly north of the area. And then Sunday and Monday, now we have the front moving back to the south, so there are chances for more widespread and slightly heavier rain, any amounts of about 1/10 of an inch to maybe a 1/4 of an inch in that dark green. So when we put that all together, you're talking about a 1/10 of an inch to maybe a 1/2 inch of rainfall up to the north toward the Red River. So not a lot, even though the rain chances are there every day. All right, rainfall reports. We're getting close to average. Tyler now almost back to average. Lufkin is below average for the month of February, and so is Longview. I mean, we're all sitting there below average or near average, and now for the year, just a little bit above average at Tyler and at Lufkin. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast for Wednesday. Chance of rain through 11 o'clock with southwest winds. Southwest winds continue as the sun returns, and by mid to late afternoon, the high temperature recovers back into the low to mid 80s. Except for our counties up to the north. Could be in the upper 70s at Mount Pleasant, where it's 77. Sulphur Springs up to 77. Around Mineola and Gilmer, 79 and 78 with a few thunderstorms possible. Palestine and Jacksonville make it up to 80. Henderson's up to 82. Carthage up to 80 degrees. And over Deep East Texas, we'll see some warmer temperatures. 83 in Crockett, 83 in Lufkin, and maybe 83 down at Groveton. Here's the Bill Scott and White Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So AM rain and wind, PM sunshine. Wednesday, high 83. Scattered showers Thursday, 75. Cooler Friday with some scattered thunderstorms. An isolated thunderstorm can't be ruled out Saturday, and showers are possible also on Sunday. Monday, a better chance of rain, and then it quiets down Tuesday, Wednesday with highs in the 70s, and we bring in another chance of rain as March arrives in the middle part of next week. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus, and have a great night.